Then let's welcome our first fight in the ring, Jose Sosa.
Welcome back to Destin. We are here from Mohegan Sun Arena for CES Boxing's Autumn Classic, and right now you're looking at Jose Nunez Sosa, all the way from San Cristobal, Dominican Republic, about to make his way to the ring tonight in one half of our double main event as he takes on King Kevin Walsh. Now, for those of you joining us at home, I'm Michael Parenti, joined by my broadcast partner, Sucre Ray Oliveira, and we are bringing you the action here all night on Nesson. This is going to be an exciting fight. This one's scheduled for 8 rounds in the featherweight division. And right now you're watching again Jose Nunez Sosa making his way to the ring. Nunez is coming off a very big win in July of 2024. That was a split decision win over Devin Gann in Philadelphia. He took on a 5'1" southpaw. And Ray, you know how this game works. A fighter coming in from overseas to fight, a hometown fighter, not necessarily brought there to win, but he got the win. They brought him there for reasons, thought they could get one over on this young man, but instead Sosa took the whole crowd by surprise. He's just 26 years of age, coming in with an 8-1 record, 6 of those wins by knockout. He is not opposed to playing the spoiler. He has done it before, and he will try to do it again here tonight.
Sosa got an 8-1 record. A lot of people say, why would a guy 18-0 want to fight a guy 8-1? Sosa looks dangerous.
He sure does.
And his opponent making his way to the ring, Kevin Walsh.
And Ray, while Jose Sosa may be dangerous, so is his opponent tonight. He is the reigning WBC US Silver Featherweight Champion, also won the Silver Championship in the Super Featherweight Division. King Kevin Walsh from Brockton, Massachusetts, coming in with a record of 18-0, 10 of those wins by knockout. The King comes in 32 years of age, 5'7" right-hander, and there's a look at Kevin Walsh with his promoter Jimmy Birchfield Sr. making his way ringside for this big bout. Ray, Kevin Walsh continues to defy the logic, sometimes defying the odds. Back in September, we saw him with a big win right here, actually in Lowell, Massachusetts, over Angel Luna. That was a first-round knockout victory against a very tough veteran. Every time Kevin Walsh gets tested, Ray, he passes with flying colors.
I'm starting to like Kevin Walsh a lot more. I mean, I always did like him, but what I like, I just saw that he's finally staying in one weight class. He's going to stay at the 130s and dominate that. You know, he won different weight classes, 30, 35, 40. Now he's staying in a weight class where he feels comfortable, and he is the bigger, stronger guy.
Walsh has won titles in New England at 130 and 135, now settling in at 130 where he has been most dangerous. Let's send it up to our ring announcer, Adam Palazzo, for the official introduction.
This is the Leaf Filter co-main event of the evening. The following bout is scheduled for 8 rounds in the Super Featherweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the white and black trunks. He weighed in at 131 pounds. His pro record, 8 wins, 1 losses, with 6 victories coming by way of knockout. Hail from the Dominican Republic, Mohegan Sun, Jose Nunez Sosa. And his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. He weighed in at 125.5 pounds. His pro record, 18 victories, no losses, with 10 big victories coming by way of knockout. He's the reigning WBC US Silver Super Featherweight Champion of the World, hailing from Brockton, Massachusetts, ladies and gentlemen, King Kevin Walsh. Your referee for this bout is Mr. Johnny Callis.
Jose, Kevin, you received your instructions in the dressing room. I want you to protect yourself at all times, but above all, obey my commands at all times. First command is right now. Touch gloves. When the bell rings, come out and box. Good luck.
Referee Johnny Callis on top of the action as we get ready for one half of our double main event. King Kevin Walsh in the black and leopard trim trunks, taking on Jose Sosa in the black and white. This one should be an absolute war. 8 rounds in the featherweight division. Walsh looking to keep that unbeaten record intact. Thank you once again for joining us here on Nesson for CES Boxing's Autumn Classic. Michael Parenti and Sucre Ray Oliveira bringing you all the action. We want to remind you to scan that QR code you see on the screen for your chance to donate to the Joanne Sullivan Memorial Fund. All proceeds going to the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, supporting breast cancer research. And tonight we are witnessing a pink out here at Mohegan Sun in honor of the Joanne Sullivan Foundation. We thank you for your donation. We thank you for joining us here tonight. Ray, this should be a real exciting one. King Kevin Walsh looking to take that next step forward once again. He's 32 years of age. And as we talked about, potentially something big on the horizon for him, whether it's in 2025 or 2026.
And the thing about Kevin, he takes one fight at a time. We keep saying he's got to get up there, he's got to rush it, but he's very smart, very intelligent. He takes one fight at a time. This fight's on his mind right now, and he's always taking tough fights. He's never an easy fight for Mr. Walsh.
And this is another tough one. We mentioned Sosa's record. We mentioned what he did a year ago in Philly. The only issue with Sosa has been inactivity. Before that fight in Philadelphia in 2024, he hadn't fought in a year. So this is just his 3rd fight in the last 2.5 years. It's very tough to get momentum when you're not in the ring or not in the gym that often.
And Sosa's, he has 6 knockouts on his record. So he looks like he's a puncher himself with 8 wins and 6 knockouts. I called Kevin's co-trainer a couple days ago and asked, I love Kevin and I love how you train him, Mount DeLuca.
Ooh, big left hand by Sosa.
I was just about to say it. Kevin likes to drop his right hand.
You called it.
Are you working on that? And he got caught, Sosa caught him with a left hook. But when you hurt Kevin, he hurts you right back.
He comes right back. These two are trading some serious leather here in round 1. Sosa landed a big left hook, Ray, as you mentioned. Walsh had that right hand down, and he stumbled a bit.
And Walsh came right back with his own left hook.
It appears that Walsh got his footing back. That was scary for a moment for Kevin Walsh, who hasn't really been hit like that in quite a few fights.
No, he has not.
You're seeing some of that power that Sosa brings to the table, a relative unknown on the U.S. circuit at the very least. But he makes an early statement here in round 1. He has certainly gotten Kevin Walsh's attention if he didn't have it already.
And Kevin's a great boxer. I like to see him more on his toes and outboxing. Getting Sosa to jump in and try to hit him with that strong left hook. And that Kevin could back up and tag him with his own left hook.
10 seconds to go here in round 1. And Ray, the positive for Walsh, at least as you mentioned, is that Walsh came right forward after getting hit and landed some clean shots of his own. So no sign of damage yet, and Walsh lands a good right hand at the end of the bell. Very interesting opening round, Ray.
Definitely, that was a good round right there. Both fighters are good. I give that round because of Kevin Walsh getting stunned there to Sosa. Obviously, yeah, but it's Walsh's hometown. But you see right here, I called that phone call. He drops his right hand all the time. We called a couple of fights of Kevin, and I asked his co-trainer, what are you going to do about Kevin dropping that right hand? If I'm seeing it, I'm pretty sure some other fighters have seen it and other coaches. And he got caught with that left hook.
The one advantage that perhaps may exist for Sosa is there is a lot of film and video to watch on Kevin Walsh if you're preparing for this fight. And you can see that. And any good coach would see it and pick up on it the way you did. The issue on the flip side is there's not a lot available on Jose Sosa out there to see and watch, to scout. So you kind of have to learn in the ring on the job. And that's what Walsh is doing here tonight as we get ready for round number 2. But a good comeback by Walsh toward the end. I agree with you, Ray. Sosa landed the more damaging blow in that round, and right now has the early edge.
But look, we saw the time. Kevin gets hit, and he always comes back. He hasn't filled it yet.
So far, Walsh has passed every test, and he's in for another one here tonight, bringing his 18-0 record on the line against Jose Sosa. Once again, we thank you for joining us on Nesson. Michael Parenti and Sucre Ray Oliveira bringing you the action.
Sosa is very calm. I think he knows he has that left hook. I like to see, Walsh, lure him in, and catch him with your own left hook. Don't jump in with that right hand. Just keep that jab on him. And this is the movement I was talking about, Kevin. He's a very intelligent boxer. He can box. He just got to keep that head down. He got caught with another left hook.
He did. That one not as damaging, but that one caught him almost on the chin, and now a right hand by Sosa, who's starting to gain some confidence here, Ray.
Yes.
Sosa dancing. He looks sharp.
And that's one thing you don't want to, you're in your, it's not Kevin Walsh's hometown, but he fought here playing up that this is his hometown. And once you give your opponent, the opportunity of taking charge and being happy, he keeps doing it all day.
And certainly something could be said for taking the crowd out of it, too. Walsh's fans probably stunned at this development early on in this fight. Sosa feeling confident. He's coming forward. He's landing some clean shots. And Walsh in his corner are going to have to make some quick adjustments.
And that's why I like what Kevin just did right now. He's using that jab to keep Sosa off him. But keep that right hand high. Don't drop it.
1 minute to go in round two. Another pretty good round here for Sosa.
This is an 8-round fight. Walsh is used to going rounds. He can't give rounds away.
Keep in mind, Walsh coming off that first round knockout win over Angel Luna, and now Walsh letting his hands go. See if he can do something here in these final 30 seconds to possibly steal this round going into the third. Still a lot of time on the clock.
And Sosa keeps him hands up high. Walsh, do a 4-punch combination all up top. Like to see him end it right down to the body. He picks his hands up, drop him down.
Sosa very elusive defensively.
The crowd's going nuts, but I'm sorry to say, I don't believe none of those punches landed.
You're absolutely right. Not a lot landed there at all, and instead Sosa comes back with an overhand right. The flurries looked good, but Sosa has great head movement, especially against the ropes where he dodged most of what Walsh is throwing.
Beautiful straight right hand by Sosa.
And Sosa landing right at the bell. Another good round for Jose Sosa.
Definitely a beautiful round for Sosa. Kevin, he improved in that round. He boxed a lot better in there, landed his jab, kept on some combination, but Sosa was landing the bigger punches there, as you see it right here. That left hook is there for him all day, and he's sliding the right hand right over the top. Kevin is dropping both hands to his chest. Like I tell everybody all the time, my boxers, no praying and no eating ice cream. Keeping your hands down, pick them up.
I think you're absolutely right, Ray. I think Walsh had a better round in terms of the boxing ability, but Sosa continues to land some big blows in that fight. It's hard to not give him that round again.
Yeah, it definitely is. A lot of people, probably say, a lot of his fans, he threw more punches, but Sosa was in control that round.
Sosa has almost elite head movement when you look at it. He got out of the way of a lot of shots there by Kevin Walsh. Walsh not used to opponents dodging what he throws. He's typically been able to land and almost land at will in his last two fights. But here we go for round number 3. Once again, Michael Parenti and Sucre Ray Oliveira bringing you the action here on Nesson, CES Boxing's Autumn Classic.
We always say it as boxers, it's scary to fight someone from Dominican. You don't see type on them. You look at their records, he's 8-1, and you're like, he ain't got that many fights as me, but how many amateur bouts he has? How many wars he had in the gym? How long he's been training? It's very dangerous to fight the Dominican boxers. They're very well schooled.
And we know Walsh didn't have a big amateur background. He was a late bloomer in this sport, so he jumped into the pro ranks pretty quickly. And like you said, we don't know what Sosa's amateur background was, but we do know he's had a pretty solid pro background, including a big win in Philly as the fighter out of town coming in. Stole a victory from the hometown fighter.
And Sosa
trying to do it again tonight.
Quickly. He has 3 4-rounders, 3 6-rounders. This is his third 8-rounder. Only fight he lost was a 10-rounder, and he went the whole 10 rounds.
And he's only 26 and 9 fights into his career, so that's very steady, very quick movement for Jose Sosa. And he's in another tough one here tonight, but so far, he's looked pretty sharp against King Kevin Walsh. Walsh sneaks one through there, halfway through round 3. And given that this is only 8 rounds, we say only, but it would be good for Walsh to get one on the board here in this 3rd round.
Yeah, you don't want to go down 3 fights, you know, with 5 rounds left. You want to get at least sneak this round out here. So far, I got Kevin winning this round, but you just got to don't get caught with that left hook.
And the deeper you go, you start doing the math in your head. It becomes very difficult to climb out of a hole when you've only got so many rounds left. Sosa missing wildly with the right hand.
Sosa is trying, you know, that one punch this round. See, that's why I don't want to see Kevin jumping in. Outbox him. Keep that jab in his face. You ain't going to get on your toes, but just walk him around in circles. Kevin is definitely on top this round right here. He's doing what he want to do. He's sticking that jab in, catching his right hand. He's jumping in, which is a lot scary for me, but hey, it's working so far.
Walsh, as we mentioned, has some big wins on his resume. Beat Ricky Del Santos here, Mohegan Sun. Beat Tremaine Williams. One time a big prospect, and also a big win over Angel Luna in his last bout. 5 of his last 6 wins have come by knockout. He's in a real war here tonight as we go to the final 10 seconds of round number 3. Better round so far here for Walsh.
Definitely a better round. I think Walsh found his groove. He found what he's got to do, and he's keeping that jab on him. He's popping him with that jab. He's keeping the distance and jumping in when he has to.
3 rounds in the books. Kevin Walsh trying to rally from a difficult first 2 rounds. Ray, we take a look here at some of the replay action.
You see, Kevin is keeping that jab in his face. He's keeping his distance. He's standing up with the tall, but he's taking a step backward. Not going to the left or right, which is Sosa is throwing wild punches and trying for 1-punch knockout.
And you wonder if Sosa's getting off the game plan a bit. He had such early success in rounds 1 and 2. Is he now maybe a bit too confident, thinking he can land 1 punch and knock his opponent out?
I believe you hit it right in the button. A little bit too confident. He knows he got that shot there, but he's throwing 1 punch at a time. Do what? Watch those 2 rounds. Put your combinations together.
Walsh has certainly been down this road before. He's been the heavy favorite. He's been the underdog, and he's always come through with flying colors. He's got a little work here to do as we get ready for round number 4, but nothing that he hasn't handled before. And here we go. Once again, thank you for joining us on Nesson. King Kevin Walsh in the black and leopard trunks, taking on Jose Sosa in the black and white trunks from the Dominican Republic. It's some big fireworks here in round 4. Some heavy leather. Both fighters throwing bombs in the center of the ring. Walsh lands a right hand that momentarily staggers Sosa, and now Sosa fights back.
They're both throwing wild. If one of them was to shorten up those hooks, they would definitely land.
And maybe this is the pace that Walsh likes.
They're throwing those haymakers.
A wild action from the opening bell of round 4. That got the crowd on its feet here in Mohegan Sun.
And this is what Walsh likes. He likes a rumble. And especially in this jungle, he likes that rumble.
This could be where Walsh turns the tide. If he drags Sosa into his kind of fight, that's where he can start taking advantage. And both fighters need a little breather here, as you see early in round 4 after that amazing flurry in the first 30 seconds.
See, if Kevin just keeps that jab on him, he's got it. He can just outbox him. Not with those bouncing, just step to the side.
Walsh calling him on. Walsh going upstairs, then down to the body. Good 4-punch combo. A couple of those snuck through. Starting to see some slight cracks in Sosa's defense. The head movement not there like it was in rounds 1 and 2.
Sosa's looking for that 1-punch knockout.
And again, you wonder if he's been thrown off the game plan or starting to deviate from the game plan that worked so well early in the fight. Maybe trying to do too much where Walsh is just settling in comfortably.
Both men just walk around in circles, watching each other, who's going to throw first.
But so much action. Good left hand there by Sosa. Then he follows up with the right. And here we go again.
Like I said, just throw it down the middle or throw it sharp.
Walsh nodding like he wants more. These two are going at it in round number 4. Final minute, and we're only halfway through this fight. Can this pace actually keep up?
I mean, you got Walsh winning the first minute and 30 seconds, and you got Sosa just won that last 30 seconds.
Still up for grabs here. Final 30 seconds of round 4. Very big swing round as we get to the midway point of the fight. Referee Johnny Callis on top of the action. Walsh picks up Sosa. Good show of sportsmanship there, obviously not intentional. Final seconds
show
here,
of
round 4.
Sportsmanship and the show of, look, I'm stronger, little man. Oh,
down
beautiful
goes
right
Sosa,
hand. That was
and
a
that
knockdown.
counts. That was a knockdown.
It was a straight right hand, and he went down.
Kevin Walsh turns the tide at the bell in round number 4 with the right hand. I think Sosa may have let his guard down, thinking the round was over, and
He
Walsh
definitely
caught
not
him.
thinking that Kevin could hit. Plenty of fighters that thought Kevin cannot hit, but he surprised you. That young man can hit.
Right, that's a huge development. That now becomes a 10-8 round for Kevin Walsh, when who knows where that might have gone. And now you may make the argument that Walsh is actually slightly ahead of this fight. We got 4 more rounds to go. Now it's anybody's fight. Take a look here at the replay.
This right here, both men are throwing to the wind. If someone was to shot up that right hand, they would catch them or throw it right down the middle.
And that's the action from the first 30 seconds
they're
there.
throwing to the wind, long shots. This windmill shots, what I call them. If someone was to shot it right up, which Kevin did later on with that straight right hand right over the top that landed. Here it goes right here. He was showing the shoulder, gave that 4-punch combination. You know, it didn't land, but it showed that, you know, I'm throwing those combinations. He's setting it up right now for that shot right hand. And that's a knockdown.
There it is. That's a clean knockdown. Even more obvious on the replay. So a big turn of events for Kevin Walsh, who scores a knockdown at the bell in round number 4. Sosa gets up, but however he loses the round. It goes into the books as a 10-8 round for Walsh as we get to the halfway point here. Michael Parenti, Sucre Oliveira, we thank you for joining us on NESN. This has been an absolute war here in the featherweight division. King Kevin Walsh in the black and leopard print trunks taking on Jose Sosa in the black and white. And Walsh starting to rally and find his groove. And I think something too, Ray, should be said about those first 30, 40 seconds of round 4. Walsh took Sosa's best and he walked through it. That's a big confidence booster for Walsh.
With a young man like Kevin Walsh, who doesn't have that many amateur bouts, he adapts so well. He learns so quickly. We have seen him, you know, get hurt in a round or lose a couple rounds, but he never quits. He just keeps coming and builds upon it. He's a real champion for the people.
However, as you know, plenty of fight left in Sosa, and he can change things with one punch, and Walsh has to be wary. You mentioned the right hand dropping at times for Walsh. We'll see if he's picked it up now. We'll see if that was something that was relayed from the corner, certainly after round 1. Once again, we remind you too to scan that QR code on the screen. You're a chance to win a pair of pink gloves from tonight's action and to donate to the Joanne Sullivan Memorial Fund.
I like to see Sosa, you know, go back to what you did. Make Walsh back up. Come after him.
Walsh a little showboating here in round 5, having some fun with Sosa. You can definitely tell the confidence is back. He's taking the best of what Sosa has to give and feels like he's now in control. And Ray, from the flip side as a fighter, how hard is it to get back on track after you sort of deviated from the game plan from a couple of rounds? Is it a mental thing sometimes for a fighter?
That's the corner, you know. The corner, you know, Kevin lost the first two rounds, I believe. And the way he's coming back, that's how your corner, to keep you calm and say, look, you're in this fight. Those are only 2 rounds. We got 6 more rounds to go. We're gonna change some things here, and you're gonna get back in there. And that knockdown woke it up for Kevin. And right now he's in control now, and he's having fun.
Final 30 seconds of round 5, considerably a slower pace in round 4. But Walsh starting to take control here. Nice body shot with the right hand by Walsh. And I think you're right, Ray. I think Sosa's gone away from what worked in rounds 1 and 2. And Walsh now starting to feel it as we get into those muddy waters of those championship rounds, if you will. Good jab by Sosa there. Final 10 seconds.
Sosa's into the, that one punch now, and I can hurt you.
Nice hearty exchange there at the end. Another good round for Kevin Walsh. Ray, what is Walsh doing differently in these last 2 rounds that he wasn't doing in the first 2?
He's using that jab, and he's not staying in front. He's circling, and he's walking in circles. Not walking him down, walking him in circles. As you see right here, a little showboat, but that's Kevin. He wants to have some fun there, and his fans love it. But he's walking his fighter down in circles and letting that jab out.
Walsh now starting to show the head movement that we saw from Sosa early. He's evading Sosa's punches, and Sosa looks like he's slowed a bit, a few steps at least over these last couple of rounds. I think when you exert so much energy as he did in those first 3, it's hard to keep that pace going for 8 rounds. Anybody that's boxing, you can certainly speak to that. It's tough to keep that pace going for a full fight against somebody like Kevin Walsh, who's coming at you just as hard as you're coming at him.
Especially when you're in someone else's hometown and you got to keep that pace going. That crowd helps you. A lot of people don't understand that. That crowd helps you push.
And we really haven't accounted for all the wear and tear of travel. This is only Nunez's 2nd fight on U.S. soil. Had to come a much longer distance than Kevin Walsh did, and certainly that's something that can play a factor as you get into these late rounds. And here we are in round number 6. Again, this one is scheduled for 8.
See, around number 6 right now, Sosa got to be desperate. He's down 3 rounds to 2.
And we'll see if Sosa feels the fight starting to slip away from him. That also goes back to the corner and what you say to your fighter in a close fight like this. Always the safe bet to tell him he's losing the fight and he's got to pick up the pace.
And I was looking at Sosa's corner.
Big right there by Walsh.
Beautiful. I was looking at Sosa's corner. His corner was, they look frustrated. They can't hear what they're saying. They look frustrated like, you're losing it. You got to put that pressure and let that hand go, I believe they said. And Sosa, he keeps throwing wild while Walsh is coming straight down that middle.
I think Walsh has now picked up what Sosa's going to bring to the table. He's picked up the cadence and the timing, and you're seeing the difference of these last few rounds.
Sosa's throwing windmills. All Kevin Walsh got to do is, keep them hands up high, not where he got them now, and just put them down the middle. Keep chopping that right hand from your temple.
Halfway through round number 6 here on Nesson, the New England Home for Sports. And now Sosa's showboating a little bit, giving it back to Kevin Walsh. A lot of gamesmanship here in this fight, Ray.
What these guys got to understand, this ain't what wins you fights, though. Especially when it's a close fight.
I agree. This is such a razor-thin margin that there's really not a lot of time to clown around, if you will, in the ring. You want to see somebody really bring the action to the opponent.
And it can make you lose a round. If the judge don't like it, a round's close. He's not gonna give you them points. They're human.
It's not going to work in your favor all the time. 1 minute to go here in round 6.
Judges are not AI. They're human.
Hopefully we don't get to AI judging someday. I like the human element of it.
That's why I like to see Walsh is inside. Outside and work your way in.
Johnny Callis with a quick trunk adjustment on Sosa. Walsh in the black and leopard trunks taking on Jose Sosa in the white and black. Final 30 seconds here of round 6. Walsh is certainly settled into a groove, safe to say. Here comes Sosa again. Yeah. Sosa not out of it yet. With that kind of punch and power, he's always going to be in the fight. But Walsh, I think it's safe to say as we get to the final 10 seconds here, has weathered that early storm from Sosa. It now appears to be a lot more comfortable as we get into these final 2 rounds, the big championship rounds, if you will. It looks like more of the same from Walsh.
It's definitely the same, but like we say all the time, don't fix it if it ain't broken. If something was broken, he fixed it. You can see right here, Walsh, he pops that jab. He's leaned back, which I hate, but if it's working for him, keep it going. He leans back and that right hand comes over the top. It's just these windmill punches, shotting him up. That guy shotting him up or take it right down the middle.
Kevin Walsh trying to pick up win number 19 to keep his perfect record intact. And for Jose Sosa, trying to get to win number 9. Kevin Walsh, the king from Brockton, Massachusetts. He's your reigning WBC U.S. Silver Featherweight Champion. Looking for big things here to close out 2025 and perhaps going into 2026. A big year on tap if he gets through Jason Sosa first. Jose Sosa, my apologies.
Yes.
Round 7 underway. Once again, thank you for joining us on Nesson. Michael Parenti and Sucre Ray Oliveira bringing you all the action here tonight. And we got another flurry going on here in the corner.
And Kevin came at him this round, you know. I don't know. I'd like to see what the corner saw in that he had to rush at him. You're winning the fight boxing. Why rush? I'd like to see Sosa sit down a little bit more, go to his left and throw that left hook. He's trying to win that right hand and come back with that left windmill. That jab, Kevin, is definitely working on everything. Just keep that jab on him. Very good sportsmanship in these two guys. Beautiful left, right. But he's windmilling. He just shortens up and uses his legs.
Walsh looking in complete control at this point as we get halfway through round number 7. A great turnaround after those first 2 rounds. Where we go back to round number 1, that big left hand from Sosa that momentarily stunned Walsh. We thought perhaps Walsh would be in for a long night, but he's really found his footing, found his rhythm, the timing, everything, and now really starting to take control here in these later rounds. Arguably one of the better performances when you think about it. He's had some adversity in this fight, and he's responded from it, and you get a small glimpse of what he does when under pressure.
Oh, beautiful right hand by Walsh. He set that up with a straight, stiff jab and a right hand over the top. I think he knows he got this fight. Don't go for the knockout. A win's a win.
Confidence is brimming right now for Kevin Walsh, who is really starting to take the fight to Jose Sosa. Final minute of round number 7.
Another right hand over the top with that stiff jab. Got less than almost 30 seconds left in this round. Have fun in there. This is boxing. No reason to go up for the knockout. Work everything off that jab.
This is where Sosa really has to start getting desperate, and where Walsh has to be wary of that right hand that occasionally drops, as you pointed out early in the fight. I'm sure his corner will reiterate that between rounds. Not let your guard down. He's in a good spot right now.
I mean, and I believe this is why Kevin deserves a world championship fight. I mean, he's been fighting fighters with not losing records, winning records, and he's always pulling them out, and he's always pulling out decisions or knockouts. As much as we say he can't do this, he can't do that, he's saying, shut up, I'm doing it. He deserves a championship fight.
Has had no problem, Ray, as you said, fighting anybody who's put in front of him. He's passed each test with flying colors, and I really like what I see here tonight. The first round knockouts are super impressive, there's no question about it, but a fight like tonight where he gets stunned early and has to dig deep and figure out, okay, what's this opponent doing? What do I have to do to adjust? That to me is even more impressive.
Exactly, you gotta look at this gentleman, you know, how many times we say he only got 5 amateur bouts? He shouldn't be fighting his weight class. He shouldn't be fighting his opponent. That's a big jump for him. And he goes, I'm going out there and I'm doing it. And he looks okay the first, second round, and boom, he takes it over.
I told you after the last fight, I'll never bet against Kevin Walsh again. I will never doubt what he brings to the table. He has shown me so much, and he's shown it again here tonight as the bell rings for round number 8, our 8th and final round. Kevin Walsh in the black and leopard print trunks taking on Jose Sosa in the black and white. And you are joining us live here on Nesson. Michael Parenti and Sucre Ray Oliveira bringing you the action from Mohegan Sun Arena for the CES Boxing Autumn Classic. And it's been a classic performance over these last 5.5 rounds by Walsh.
And you know, Kevin could come out this round and just box, stay the jab. You know, as I got him up so far, he probably thinks he's up. But you know what? He's coming after his fight. He's not rushing in. He's coming in with that jab and that right hand over the top.
And just as you mentioned it, he landed another big right hand, and now we got a little flurry going on again here in round 8. This is where Walsh has to be somewhat cautious. Sosa does have that power. He's shown it early in this fight. Sosa has to start getting desperate here.
I think Kevin also showed that he has a chin.
Yes.
He does has a chin. He takes and he gives.
No, it's a great point, Ray. He's taking everything Sosa brings to the table. He's walked through it, and he's still standing. That's going to be a big confidence boost for him. That's a tough loss to absorb for Sosa, wondering what do I have to do to get this guy out of there.
And I think Sosa is one of the hottest hitters he fought, and he took a couple of shots. Yes, he got stunned that second round there, but he came back and stunned Sosa and dropped him.
Halfway through round 8. Walsh in control. Still coming forward, still dictating the pace here in this final round.
Halfway through this round, I just want to see, this is where Kevin just keep that jab on him, that right hand over the top. To get those windows. Beautiful, very, but he comes in squared up. That's the only dangerous part I hate.
He did eat a shot in the way in, but he survived. Landed 4 or 5 punches on the other end. Walsh has always been willing to take a few to give a few extra. Sosa now trying to charge in. Walsh not having any of it. He's having some fun out there, Ray, in these final 45 seconds.
Sosa should be desperate. He's waiting too long. He's letting this round die down. While Walsh is just doing his thing.
Just under 30 seconds to go, Kevin Walsh.
He heard
to win number 8, and now he hurts Sosa. Walsh trying to pour it on here in these final 15 seconds.
See, Kevin could have rushed in there. He had him hurt, but you know what? Hey, I'm winning this fight, 12 seconds. A W's a W.
No need to do something crazy that could hurt you in the long run. Final seconds here, both fighters letting it all go. Great finish to a great fight. Both fighters hug it out in the center of the ring. Great job by both, but Kevin Walsh in the end turning it on, really starting in round number 3 going forward. A great performance again.
It was a beautiful performance right here. You know, to be down, I believe, 2 rounds and get stunned, to come back 2 rounds later, knock down your opponent. You see Kevin right here. That right hand left hook was working. Just, I can see him shining up a lot more.
Remind everybody watching at home on Nesson that Ray Oliveira and I, we are the unofficial scorers. However, we do have our thoughts on the process. I think at worst it's 5 rounds to 3 in favor of Walsh. Probably 6 rounds to 2 depending on the judge's preference. I just thought he was so much better from round 3 onward.
He
really took control of the fight.
I got it 6 rounds to 2, with one of those rounds being a 8-10 round there. And he improves every time. I mean, we keep saying it. He belongs a world championship fight. He's holding 2 belts, but he wants the big one, the world championship belt for 12 rounds.
Kevin Walsh, hopeful that he has win number 19 secured after this one. Jose Sosa got off to a great start, landed a big left hand that stunned Walsh early. Probably one of the hardest shots that Walsh has faced in quite a few fights, as we mentioned. Not many have been able to connect. Angel Luna didn't connect at all in his last fight. Walsh got him out of there in 1 round. But tonight, Walsh faced a real test and faced some adversity in a fight that if you looked at it on paper, you might not expect. That's why we fight him. Let's set it up to Adam Palazzo.
How about a round of applause for both these fighters? After 8 tough rounds, we go to the scorecards. Judge Feldman scored the fight 77-74. Judge Trella scored the fight 76-75. Judge DeLuca scored the fight 77-74. For your winner, by unanimous decision and still undefeated, King Kevin Walsh.
All right, I'm here with your winner, King Kevin Walsh. Kev, Good performance here tonight. Sosa came to fight. He made you work for this fight. Is this what you expected?
Yeah, it absolutely is what I expected. Hats off to Sosa and his team. He's a tough kid, but there's only one king, baby, and I'm here.
There's only one king, but Kevin, this was your 9th fight in the last 2 years. You've been as active as anybody in the sport. That must be a tribute to your planning, but also your team behind you.
Yeah, it means the world to me. First off, I want to give a shout out to my promoter, Jimmy Birchfield, one of the best promoters in the world. Shout out to CES, Mark DeLuca, Mike Capiello, Rich Capiello, Billy Sprouls, my family, all my sponsors. I love you guys. You guys mean the world to me, and I wouldn't be here without you. Let's go.
Now, Kevin, every time you fight, you keep collecting wins. You get these beautiful belts around your shoulders. What's in your mind? What's the target?
Man, I got these silvers, and now we want the gold, baby. Let's go for them world titles. Come on.
Is there anybody in the sport that you want to call out?
Yeah, I want Nick Ball, baby. Nick Ball, Stephen Fulton. Let's go, baby. I want them world titles, baby. Big straps. Let's go. I'm 19-0. Who wants it? Step up. Let's go.
There you have it, fans. Who wants it? Who's going to step up? But tonight, the winner is King Kevin Walsh.
There it is, Kevin Walsh, your winner by unanimous decision. Closer scorecards than you and I anticipated, but Walsh does get it done. And obviously those final 6 rounds were really where Walsh poured it on in the end to get the victory. He's now 19-0. He's got 2 belts over the shoulder, the 2 silver titles, and now he wants the gold. He has called out everybody and put this entire 130-pound weight class on notice. So stay tuned. Kevin Walsh, you're going to see a lot more of him in the future, and a lot more to come, including the second half of our double main event here on Nesson. Don't go anywhere. There's more from CES Boxing's Autumn Classic.